Hello YouTube, this is Shirley426 and today we have the review of the P-Bandai exclusive HGUC Barzam Re-Zeon captured version. So basically some time ago there was this specific version, the AOZ reboot version of the Barzam that was released, but at the same time they announced this red version. So story wise I really don't know what's going on here. So because I haven't really read the AOZ parts entirely, I have read part of the manga but not entirely. So I haven't even got to the point where the Barzams actually showed up, so yeah, there's not much I can tell, but basically based on the name, I can definitely tell that this specific Barzam was captured by Zeon forces and modified. So, once again, there are a few stuff I would like to mention that's not really part of the review. Number one, I finished moving to a new house. Number two, since I couldn't bring my original setup, I had to make a new setup, and this setup is not going to work, because as you can see, this is a light box. And yeah, it's not big enough, so I think I'm gonna have to get either a bigger setup or I'm gonna have to improvise and do something else. But anyways, that's pretty much it. So, and once again, if I am going to keep this setup, yeah, I'm gonna need either a really larger light box. Anyway, let's get on to the review now. First of all, as mentioned before, since I moved out, I could not bring every single kit I own to this new place, so they are currently at my parents' house in my original room. So they are safe and sound at the moment. So once again, there's going to be no comparisons. Alright, so as usual, let's go over components. So first of all, what you get of course is obviously the unit itself. And then weapon wise, you actually get the iconic Barzam's own unique beam rifle. Yeah, that is actually considered a beam rifle. And then as usual, like the previous version, we get these two beam sabers. Now one oddly thing is that the beam sabers on the end tip has these thin line parts going on. But then again, that was also in the case with the HGUC Barzam retail version as well. Alright, so other than that, let's talk about stickers. So, sticker wise, you get a whole sheet of stickers. I'm pretty sure this is pretty much identical to the previous version I did review, so nothing too special there. And as you can see, I actually did not apply everything, so I will try to point out what you need. And since this is a Zeon captured version, they actually give you some Zeon symbols as sticker decals. So yeah, if you want to use these, you can definitely go use them. Now, first of all, I did like the HGUC Barzam, which is why I bought both versions. The previous version, it was basically very different than I expected in terms of the build style and quality. So I didn't really enjoy it, but after building it the second time, which I am now used to the structure, I'm actually starting to like this. Especially this one, I really like the color scheme, and there is a additional part for this one as well. Alright, so let me get it off the stand, and let me get rid of some stuff. And see what we got. And number two, another thing I did not expect regarding this room is that my voice might sound a little bit more higher, or it might feel like it's vibrating, because right now my voice is kind of echoing through my room, so that is a little bit of downside going on there. Alright, so let's see what we got here. So pretty much it has the identical articulation. There's no polycaps used in this kit. I would like to point that out as well. So once again, you can check the review out there. So once again, you still get your typical ball jointed head, and then you can detach this part here. Now this is supposed to be, as far as I understand this, number one, these provide the the Vulcans. Number two, and then having the antenna, this also kind of provides more communication capabilities, and so on. So without that, the head seems a little bit too small and a little bit too empty going on here around the head. So I think it would look definitely better with that clipped on there. Once again, you still have your typical ball jointed arm here, so keep in mind there's no polycaps. Everything is plastic, so when you're first building this kit, you might feel that it is a little bit stiff. And currently, I'm just going through the articulation just to test out the way how it feels in this new setup. So keep that in mind. So you still have your forward and backward movement, and definitely has an interesting structure in terms of build here. So one of these two plastic pieces, one is connected to the main body. The other one is not even connected. It's only connected to the shoulder parts, to this clip that has the ball joint here. So which, when you move it, it actually gives that effect where one of the pieces actually is moving around. So that's pretty cool. And then going to the sidewise, you can go about this much, but also the lower arm is on a ball joint here, so you can slightly go up like that, which for a human that is kind of impossible to do that, but still, which means you can go 360 here. Now the lower section here, you can't really go 360, so keep that in mind. And bending wise, because of the design, this is as far as you go. So that's that. And hands are your typical ball jointed hands. So that's that. Now the backpack, everything here, they did a really good job on the color separations here. Although there are some parts that use the stickers, like for example this white section here on the back thruster. Now the previous version, I had the problem of this part constantly popping out. This one, I think they fixed it on here. So yeah, this is I didn't get the original first batch, I got the second reissue version. So maybe they fixed that issue there. Alright, and then once again the legs also have some sort of side swivel going on here, but on the insides, not on the outsides. And then the body here, everything you see here has been color separated beautifully, except for one area. So let me just take off the legs. So if you look at here, there's on the body here, this white section here is supposed to be a sticker. I decided to color it. This side, this side might be the part where my marker kind of exploded, so there are some extra parts that has been smudged, but yeah, I was able to clean most of it off. So, and as you can see, the legs here, not only does it have the side swivel, but you also have this hinging system here where you can actually readjust the leg positions like this. So that's a pretty interesting factor. And then here we have the legs here. Now, there is a new part here which allows you to pull this down and then slide this down to do this. Now, originally, before, when I first saw the promo pictures, I thought these were supposed to be tank treads, but no, these are actually supposed to be hover units. Like so for those who don't know, the DOM unit from Zeon forces, that actually hovers around. So this gives the Barzam the capability of doing so. So this would hover around. So that's as far as I understood that. And then bendwise is pretty much your previous same articulation right over here. You have these kind of piston-ish designs, but these ones are pretty much molded in there. And on the body there is another piston that actually works, but once again it's really hard to see. Oops, sorry. So yeah, there is a piston working out there, and then the backpack is, oddly enough, is connected by double ball joints, hence you can actually move the backpack like that. So very odd, articulation going on there. And going to the side is, believe it or not, is all kind of possible. So they did a pretty good job going on there. And yeah, another part that is a sticker, let me just put this back in, is that obviously, let's see, how should I explain this? Yeah, here we go. The legs here, this gray section, and then the top bend part, that's a sticker. So these are two pieces of sticker, and then we have these gray parts here that are on the leg vents. Once again, those are stickers. And then on the other side, there is another vent here, which is a sticker as well. So yeah, there are some stickers. Some of them can be applied cleanly. Some of them can be a little bit messy. So it's really up to you. So once again, let me just slide these down. And yeah, so these are supposed to allow the unit to hover around. Although, if you want to get that actual effect here, you might need to get an action base to get that effect. Now the feet are the part that doesn't really move the most, or it could be the fact that it's the most stiffest part to me. So you do have a slight movement going on here, but it's extremely stiff. Going side to side is not, rotating the feet is not even possible, because once again, everything is blocking the way. You do get a slight toe bend going on here. Going forward and backward, not much of an option. So yeah, even with the previous version, I did kind of question on the feet here. It could be the fact that everything is just plastic, so it is very stiff. And finally, we have the iconic beam rifle for the Barzam. Now, one of the design differences is that the original one had this red dot here, but this one does not have that for some reason. But anyway, the interesting part is that you actually have a connecting part here that connects to the shoulder, right over here, this black section, and then you have another gray piece that connects to the rifle. And then you connect the hand right over here. Now, at first it may look like it may not connect, but once again, believe me, there is a way to connect this as well. So basically there's this hinge, there is this small space here which you put these red hand guard there, and then you can connect it without no problem. Now, bending the arm with having it is a little bit tricky, because you need to make sure this gray joint on the middle part here is actually moving together. And once again, once you get that, you should have no problems bending. And just to top it off, since I did show you guys most of the articulation, and then the body, yeah, it's not going to be easy to rotate the body, because there's a lot of stuff blocking the way. And finally, oops, I dropped the beam saber. There we go. So here we have the beam saber here. You should have no problems holding it. Now, one downgrade is that they did a really good job on the color separation. They did a good job the fact that they didn't use polycaps. They refined the design. Now, the redefined Barzam is an entirely different kit. That is the Barzam that looks like the Mark II. I'm kind of hoping that to happen in the future as well. Yes, I know there is a conversion kit of the using the real grain Mark II. I am not interested in that. The only downgrade, if I had to mention, is that the original HGUC Barzam actually had the capability of storing the beam sabers into these handguard areas as well. But this one doesn't have that. So that's the only part that I find a little bit lacking. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the review. So this review, I wasn't trying to be too serious on the kit itself. I wanted to test out this new setup and in my room. So right now, after doing this review, I can see there are some issues that I need to fix. So hopefully I can fix those issues, and hopefully on the next reviews I can see you guys again. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the review. So this was the review of the P-Bandai exclusive HGUC Barzam Re-Zeon captured version. Once again, if you guys got any questions or requests or even suggestions for my setup, do let me know. Anyway, until then, see you guys next time.